This particular project, or how you've gone about, Monica, in really helping your organization go deeper in understanding your target customer psyche and how they shop, how they use your products at home. What was the impact of this type of work on your organization?
I think for us, it just really kind of helped us focus in on who those targets were that we were going after. We had a pretty good idea of who they were and what media they were in and those types of things, but it really gave us kind of a full picture of who they were and why they were shopping with us and why they were using the products that they were using. So really kind of came in focus for us. And I think it really helped our creative and product development teams the most to create really, messaging that connects with them and products that are going to be tailored to them. I do think the entire organization really took it to heart. We did a really, deep dive into what we had done with the consumer segmentations with each of our teams and tried to get them really engaged in the segmentation work and the output. So I think we did a really good job, and I think everybody really enjoyed it, and I think everybody really took it to heart. But I think the two teams that walked away with the most from it was definitely our creative and our product development teams. And I think they use it more on, a day-to-day basis on the projects they're working on.
And for our viewers, something that I want to add is that is also what we recommend in designing any of this research, in really designing for impact the way you did. A lot of times our clients come to us, and you may have the similar experiences that, the minute people think of research, they want to focus more on, well, this is what I want, but how are you going to get this? And the focus shifts from the what and the why to the how. And what we recommend is keep the what and the why paramount at the top all the time. And then also translate into how will we define success at the end of the project? What business impact are we going to be looking for when this research is done? How is this going to move the needle? We even take it a step further, Monica, and we talk about the financial impact of the research, because ultimately it is an investment and there needs to be a justifiable ROI. So we talk about, what's the financial impact? So for example, a client recently came to us and said, we just don't know enough about our customers. We've done some work, but we want to go in deeper and just find more information about them, their personas, their journeys, how they use our products, and so on. So I said, okay, that's great. What is going to be the business impact of this? And there was a pause, and they were like, well, it would be nice if we can get more shelf space with Walmart and Kroger and, their retail brands. And I said, okay, do you have a target in mind? And they said, well, no, not really. I said, well, let's put a target. What would your sales team, marketing team be happy with? And they said, let me chat with them and come back to you. And they said, okay, we talked about it. If we can have 10% more, we'll be happy. I said, perfect. So what does 10% mean in dollars? And they gave me a number. And I said, let's make that the target of this project. But the reason I'm sharing that with you, Monica, and the viewers is when you start thinking about research and the outcomes and the targets up front, then what happens is that becomes the guiding light, the North Star for the research. I don't know, Monica, if you've ever had this experience. A lot of my viewers, a lot of our clients have had this, where they do good work, they spend a lot of time and money in executing on the research, and then it just becomes a pretty deck that sits on someone's desk and no action gets taken. And as researchers, we'd often pray to that. And the best way to circumvent that is design for impact, show stakeholders what the impact, what the business impact is going to be, what the financial impact is going to be upfront. And then what happens is it's almost like stakeholders then can't wait for the research to finish. They buy in early because they know what they're going to get, in terms of the business impact, the financial impact. The research gets designed for that. You don't have a situation where every question that people had gets inserted into that qualitative or quantitative, because then you have strong boundaries. Does this get us closer to the impact we want? Yes or no? If it does, then it gets included. If it does not, it gets left out. And so doing it that way really helps in not just making the research more actionable, but also in ensuring that research is then seen not just as a cost center, but as an engine of growth, for the
I
organization.
love that. Yeah. I've always talked about, insights should fuel growth and the insights to action should fuel growth. And
Yeah.
I love the idea of putting kind of the business objective into every project. I might have to do that in my briefs and make sure that we have that because it's so true. I think, if you start with that end in mind, and of course we know that insights can drive growth, but when you make it specific like that, I think it helps the team rally around the research and the results and the actions, right? We always try to present in our research insights to action. So not just recommendations, but what are the insights and what are the actions that we can take based on those insights? But I love adding the layer of what the business impact will be. I think that's super smart, and it just will make the research so much more powerful.